Okay, hey, what's up? We're Stefs Show back on Spotify, and we have a champion motorcycle rider, Bobby Fong. Thanks so much for stopping by.
No, thanks for having me. It's cool to see. You're from the 916, and it's good to be on a local podcast. So, yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, Bobby, number 50. I got to be honest, I don't know a lot about motorcycles, but I know a lot about riding men that ride motorcycles. So we can go from there. And my son's a
Yeah,
fan of yours. I saw you post that someone said represent Stockton, and you're from Stockton?
yeah. No, I born and raised in Stockton. I don't live in Stockton anymore. I'm in Folsom now. Um, but yeah, I've been just been doing my thing from Stockton. There's not many of us, from the NorCal that does this thing. But yeah, representing NorCal, so we're trying to do what we can.
I love it. I'm from Lodi and I went to UOP in Stockton. So I lived in Stockton for 4 years. So rep the
Uh,
209. So we got
yeah,
the Diaz brothers
small
and
world.
Bobby Fong
Yeah,
for
small
Stockton.
small world. Yeah,
Yeah. What was
yeah.
it like growing up in Stockton for you?
Honestly, it was fuck. If I didn't have racing, I'd honestly probably be a shitbag, to be completely honest. But racing kept me out of trouble. Just basically, I would just always ride my dirt bike with my dad. You know what I mean? Like just when I leave school, we'd always like just try to go ride my dirt bike and just try to stay away from just the shit in Stockton. I gotta say, like when I was a teenager, going into high school, I went to Bear Creek for a little bit, and I did start
Nice.
hanging out with the wrong crowd a little bit, and my dad had to give me a few backhands to kind of get me back straight in line. But no, racing kept me out of trouble, and I got out of the public schools pretty like sophomore year, so I feel like that kind of helped. Honestly, like just public schools in general are just kind of shit. Like you
Yeah.
always hear
Yeah.
some bad things going on in public schools, so it wasn't too bad. Like I said, there's good and bad parts of everywhere, but it taught me a lot. So yeah.
Yeah. I went to Tokay and I read that your dad owned a Harley dealership growing up. So you obviously had it in your blood, kind of, or?
Yeah, he actually worked at plenty of Harley dealerships, basically in Lodi and Stockton, fucking the Bay Area. So I've been around Harleys and motorcycles. My grandpa's been into Harleys, so I've been around motorcycles like as a young little lad. So no, my dad's him, and he still ride his Harley and all that stuff. But um, yeah, I've been just in the biker crew, biker gang since I was just a little kid.
Wow, that's awesome. And I
So
see the
yeah,
hat, Dirty Bob. So is this your
yeah.
own line or your friend made it? Are you the
I
Dirty Bob? Who's Dirty
I'm
Bob?
I'm the dirty Bob. It's just it's been in the works for a while,
Okay.
and I partnered with Field Clothing. His name is Shane, and basically it's been in the works for a while. I finally got the hats made, and there's been so many fucking nicknames for myself and my last name. So I think the easiest one was like, this is catchy, because people always like, just Dirty Bob. It's just like kind of catchy. So basically we made the hats, and now you can buy them online under Field Clothing. So it's pretty cool. It's catchy. I think it's been a pretty big hit since it dropped last Saturday.
I think it's
So
clever. I need to buy a
yeah,
Dirty Bob hat now. I need that's on
yeah.
my list.
I'll come by one time. Maybe come by the studio and drop one off.
Dude, hook me
So
up. I would love
yeah, I
that.
got you. I got you. I got a shitload here.
So
So
my older son like is a huge fan of yours. That's how I
yeah,
found you. My son is like, he's so
yeah,
cool. And so we went to Laguna Seca. I got to go
yeah.
to my first Moto America. So freaking fun and cool. By the way, there was music and drinking. It was a party. It's not just racing. Like I
You
had the
didn't.
time of my life.
I didn't see you. You didn't stop by.
Well, I was busy and you were busy. I think
Yeah,
you were on the track.
yeah,
You had something going
yeah.
on, right?
I was
But
waiting for you to stop by.
I
Yeah,
I don't know how to stop by. I know the rock world.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, like, where's the backstage pass for Moto America? I don't know
Yeah.
how that goes. But I was gonna ask you, what's your favorite track that you like to race on?
Fuck, honestly, it's just probably this track in Minnesota. It's in the middle of fucking nowhere. It's Brainerd, Minnesota, and it's just this little shithole place. But we go race there, and just because I always do good there. What I mean? Actually, Laguna is probably my worst track on the circuit. Beautiful place, fucking
Yeah,
awesome to go to. Beautiful city, but I just do shit there. So I don't really care for that place. But I got all like family and all the NorCal fans and stuff like that come out. So that's kind of cool. But first
it's
thing, how
local.
yeah, it's local. How's your son a fan of racing? Like it's not always, I mean it is on TV, but like how is he into road racing and not into motocross and stuff.
So it's weird because he rides dirt bikes and then he has
Yeah,
a mini electric bike too, and he rides with his friends. And then he just watched on YouTube. He found it on YouTube, and then he found
yeah,
your shorts, like short videos of you a year ago. And then he
yeah,
said, "Mom, we got to go watch this race." I go, "I don't even know what this is." I had to Google it, to be honest. And then I was like,
yeah,
"Heck yeah!" I bought the tickets. I ended up having so much fun. I want to go again next year. I'm still sunburnt, but I met so many cool people. I went to their
yeah.
trailers. We chugged beers and just yelled at motorcyclists all day.
Nice.
It was I highly suggest it. I'm telling my
Did you
friends.
go? Did you go Saturday or Sunday? Which day did you
Both
go? Oh,
Saturday
okay,
and
nice.
Sunday.
So you stayed
Yeah.
local then. You stayed
Yeah.
local.
Yeah. I
Oh, that's
stayed in
good.
Salinas. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I
Honestly, it
used
was
to live
pretty
in
fast.
Monterey.
Oh yeah,
It,
you're good.
it
You
was
know the
fat.
area.
So
Yeah.
many hot guys on motorcycles. I just was like blown away. I can't. Okay, and then I was speaking of dirty and Dirty Bob, you were in the gravel. My son was bummed. You
Yeah.
rolled a little bit. What happened?
Yeah.
What I don't understand this. Like, how does this
Honestly, I
happen?
just fucking ran out of talent. I qualified shit, and they kind of made a big gap in the beginning, like the leaders. And then I was catching the leaders. I was doing faster lap times than them, and I saw myself catching them. I think it was like lap 10 or something like that. And basically, the longest story short is just basically I went into the corner and grabbed too much front brakes, and the turn is really flat, so there's not like a big contact patch. Kind of hard to understand, but I just lost grip and just like and ran out of talent. And I was leading the points too in the championship, and I lost it right then
Yeah.
and there. So
I'm
yeah, that was a
sorry.
bummer. Yeah, no, it's all
That
good.
was not
Honestly, the
you
biggest
look
thing
pissed
was
off.
yeah,
You looked
I
really
was I was so pissed. And honestly, it was like yes, I lost the points lead, but I was really upset too, was because I just got this brand new Katie's
helmet.
helmet painted. Like
And your
just
helmet
so
got
like
fucked up.
yeah, I get like the helmet. Obviously, I get free helmets, but the new paint job was like the biggest thing for me. I'm just
Yeah.
like shit. I know I just wanted this helmet because I knew that was why I never get painted helmets was because I'm superstitious, and when you get painted helmets, most of the time I fucking wad it up immediately. So yeah,
I just can't believe how
yeah,
you recovered because to me, I'm like, oh, that person died. They just rolled off a motorcycle in the gravel.
yeah,
And you're just like, bummer. And then you get back up
yeah.
and it's no big deal. So obviously the padding and the stuff you guys have really helps. But thank God
The
you were wearing a
suits,
helmet.
no, the suits are so good that we wear. Like the suits are so good, and the airbag inside the suit, like it deploys before you even hit the ground because there's like a
No way. You
computer.
have an
Yeah,
airbag in you?
yeah. So basically, I wear it's called D-Air system, and it's for Dainese is the name of the brand. And basically, it covers your shoulders and your upper neck and or your lower neck, sorry, and your upper back. And basically, it has like a little computer inside your leathers, inside your little like
Wow.
aerodynamic hump, and it knows how fast you're going, what lean angle you're at, like
What the
the
fuck?
out,
I didn't know
yeah,
this. This
yeah.
is
So
so cool.
the algorithm in that thing is pretty sophisticated, and
Yeah.
it's pretty pricey too. But it knows like right before I hit the ground, it senses like okay, this dude's about to crash because it has an algorithm around like it's been years of development on this thing. So it basically deploys inside your suit before you hit the ground, so it actually really protects your shoulders and stuff. But
That's
yeah,
really neat. And I need one of
learn
those for
something
the
new every
mosh
day.
pits. I know,
Yeah,
I just did. I so when I'm in the mosh pits and I'm getting hit and then I'll just airbag
yeah,
me and I don't like get something
yeah,
injured.
yeah.
Okay, have you seen the show Eastbound and Down?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Who
What do you
hasn't
think
seen
of
that shit?
I had to ask and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't have
yeah,
athletes on. I had a couple River Cats players on, but that's about it.
yeah.
What do you think of Kenny Powers as an athlete?
Well, he's the best. I mean, he's all time. He's the best. I mean, the dude honestly has a little fat on him, so he could get some endurance. He could last a little bit longer. Just use that extra fat on him, so he's good.
Yeah, I just love him. I'm
He's
gonna be him for Halloween this year. I'm
he's a
obsessed.
oh he's a well-oiled machine. Yeah, especially
Yeah.
with his little Jerry curls. Fuck, he's dialed. So
Yeah. So, because I worked in rock radio, do you
yeah.
like any rock music or metal music? Do you have any bands that you dig?
No, I love rock. I mean, honestly, I love everything. Honestly, there's not much I really don't like, but yeah, no, I listen to rock. I mean, it really depends on the mood, obviously, for everybody. But yeah, rock. I mean, it's cool because I know some of the sound guys and some of the Guns N' Roses guys because a lot of people in rock obviously ride motorcycles too.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you meet people from the music world at the track and kind of vice versa. So it's kind of cool and who you meet in the motorcycle industry and like at the races. You never know who you're going to meet. Like the Guns N' Roses dudes were at Laguna last weekend.
Oh, that's so neat.
Axel and everybody. Yeah. And I know like a dude who used to help me growing up, Doug, he's a sound guy for Guns N' Roses. So I kind of like
Way
met a lot of
cool.
people through him. Yeah. So it's kind of cool.
There's definitely a
So,
correlation between rock and roll and motorcycles. That's why I was like, well, I gotta see if he'll come on my show. And I was stoked when you would, because I was like,
yeah.
I guess I don't know about
Yeah.
motorcycles, but guys, when they pull up in a loud Harley, I'm like, turn my head.
Well,
Okay.
it's big. It's
Yeah.
big now because people race the baggers. So now you get a lot more Harley people showing up because of the bagger class. We're racing the baggers. If you know what a
Yeah.
bagger is, right?
Yeah.
Obviously.
And
So
that's,
yeah.
I actually was going to ask you, that's one of my questions. What is the difference between, say, a sports bike and a bagger?
Well, fuck the bagger that I race because I race for Roland Sands Indian, and well, one they're 650 pounds compared to like 350. Um, you got to keep it basically more of a production bike, like for the hard, like the Indian basically is super heavy. It's a little bit slower, but I mean, fuck, to make those things do what they do around the track. I think one bike is almost 300 grand, maybe I'd say to build one super,
Wow.
super competitive, like it's a lot of money, but it's cool because it brings basically like the Harley fans. You know what I mean? Like you go to the races now, you don't see really sport bike fans. You see, what do you see? Tattoos and beards and beer.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's why I was like, I'm
Yeah,
coming back. This is my
yeah,
scene. This is my crowd.
yeah.
And so if you play Mario Kart, for to dumb it down for us, so the bagger is kind of like Bowser or Wario, and the sports bike is like Princess Peach or Toad, like a lighter, version.
Yeah, lighter, faster.
What do
It's
you
definitely a
prefer?
different scale. So I make more money on the bagger.
Oh,
I
I
prefer
like
the
that.
sport. I make more money on the bagger, but I prefer the sport bikes. The only reason why is because one, I'm doing better on the sport bike, and on the bagger side is if you're not on a straight factory team. Factory means like if you're not straight racing from the main manufacturer, like Harley or Indian. Like I'm on a satellite Indian, it's really hard to compete because it's just the budgets that the big teams have. It's hard for like the littler guys to compete against them. So on the
Yeah.
sport bike side, basically I'm really doing real good because you don't need to be a factory team to compete. Harleys and
Okay.
the Indian things, yes, because you're fucking breaking stuff all the time on a Harley and Indian.
It's
So you need
expensive.
unlimited. You need unlimited budget. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Who are
So
all of your sponsors? Who sponsors you?
I race for the team, so I race for a privateer Yamaha team. It's called Wrench Motorcycles, and they have all their sponsors, right? Like that fund the whole program, and that's like from the motors to the pipes to the body work and everything like that. Personal sponsors are always something different, right? Like so, and then I race for the Indian team as well, and they have their own sponsors for the
Okay.
team, right? So then for personal sponsors, for me, I have obviously my helmet company, my leather company, and then I have Arma Energy Drink. I have my helmet painter, Straight Edge. I have basically Fuel, who I collabed with the hats. So not many personal stuff, but it's more like the team sponsors and stuff. And obviously, I'm on the team, and I just kind of fly and do my job and get the hell out of there. But
Yeah.
the team has plenty to obviously help the whole program. Basically move throughout the year. So.
Would you say 2019 has been your best personal year so far, or another year?
I would say, okay, so I won the championship in 2019 for Super Sport. It's not a littler class, but it's on the 600 instead of as 1000. I would say, believe it or not, this year is probably one of my best years, just because we're on Superbike and it is the premier class, and we're leading the championship on a private tier team, which is really big because we're still racing against factory teams. So I think that this year is probably the most, knock on wood, probably the best we've done so far.
Roll on
So
gravel, but you're killing
yeah,
it. You're doing it.
no,
Yeah.
it's going good. Honestly, like I just gotta stay humble and just finish out solid. So yeah,
When's your next race? What's next?
so this is my little break I have right now, and it's a month break. We have Ohio in the middle of August. So, and then we have two more after that. So in total, we have about 6 races left because it's 2 races on a weekend. So 6 races, 3 rounds. So we have
Wow.
Ohio, Texas, and then we finish in New Jersey, which that place is a hellhole. So, but yeah, and then our season's done. Then we have like a 6-month break, and then we just kind of figure out what the hell we're doing. Basically, like what team I'm going to ride for, what personal sponsors I'm going to get, if any. Just basically negotiate contracts in the off season and see what the hell you're going to do for the following season. It's kind of a cutthroat sport. You never know. You never know. It's not like a regular job. You just never know what's going to happen each year. Like in a regular job, like unless you really fuck up, you're basically going to work there forever, or unless the
Yeah.
company folds. Here, you
You got to
don't know
stay
what
on
the
your
hell.
toes.
Every
I mean,
year,
you got your
every year.
performance. You don't know if you're going to be welcome back. And even though you have these races spaced out, it's year round. You're training. You're not just sitting there doing nothing in between races.
Yeah, no. So I mean, like that's the thing is that you gotta be good and you have to stay on your toes and you gotta be competitive and you can't piss people off along the way. Basically, that's the simplest thing possible. You got to be competitive. You got to still get results. And because there's always
Yeah.
somebody trying to steal your ride, or there's somebody, who's younger than you doing good. So you gotta, man, it's a cutthroat deal. So yeah, every year you just don't know what you're gonna do. So
Wow.
it's very
So, okay.
stressful.
What
Very
does Bobby,
stressful. Yeah,
it does
yeah.
sound stressful. That's what I was going to say. What does
It's
Bobby
very
do for
stressful.
fun? Like in your off time, what's your fun,
It,
relaxing or?
honestly, it's to these days since I travel so much and like racing and stuff, fuck, I like sitting on the couch.
Yeah,
I just fucking
I
like
do
sitting
too.
on the couch.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Netflix and
like it
chill.
sounds
Like,
honestly as corny as that sounds, like I'm on the road so much. It's just cool that since I just moved to Folsom like a month ago, I haven't really been
oh,
here.
no
So like
way.
me, just yeah. I
I
mean, I know
love
the area.
Folsom.
I
It's
love it.
such
I
a
love it.
great,
So
I like
yeah.
city. It's like there's a lot to do, but yet it's a safe
Mhm.
suburb. And yeah, no, I
Yeah.
absolutely dig it.
No, I mean, I've been here. I've spent plenty of time here, but like since I've actually moved here, like it's just cool just to be on the couch. Like, hey, you know what? I'm home for a solid three. Being home for a solid like week is like an accomplishment these days for this year because I've just been like just traveling. And I actually work for a company too as well. I run the racing support for the company Dainese. It's basically like the leathers that I basically wear. So they sponsor me and I work. I always keep a job on the backing. I don't really
Smart.
need to. But I feel more comfortable because if I crash and get all messed up, like what the hell am I going to do? How am I going to get paid?
When I have two jobs at all times. I work in real estate and I bartend, and I'm always just hustling. Like, which is going to do better? I don't know. Like you don't want to just have one career.
Hold on, are you going to tell
So
the listeners? Are you going to tell the listeners where you bartend or what?
what?
Where you bartend?
No, on my private page, which is funny. I will announce that, but I don't
Okay.
want to tell the listeners because I do have a couple
Yeah.
creepers, which I'm proud of. Thank you
Okay.
for creeping, but
All
I don't
right.
want people just randomly showing up. But I will tell you
Yeah.
if you want to have a drink, you are
Okay.
welcome to
Yeah.
come by my bar.
Nice. Yeah. So let me know. Yeah. That's funny. In
But
Sacramento, though. In Sacramento.
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. And like once a week,
Um,
basically I just drink. Like I call it a
you
job,
just
but like
go. Yeah.
I just drink. It's like my dating app. When I'm bartending, I'm just
Yeah.
like, is who's hot? Who's walking in? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Just plotting and scheming at all times. Yeah.
All the times,
So,
cougering it up.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Bobby, for taking time out of your day and stopping by the
No, thanks for
podcast.
having
And
me.
I look forward
Yeah.
to seeing you race again. And I got to get one of
Thank
those
you.
hats. So put me
For
on the
sure.
list for one of those hats.
I got you. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay.